Hey everybody, welcome back. So sorry there hasn't been a plethora of video uploads here recently. I've just been busy, and since I'm not trying to make a YouTube career, I don't exactly have an upload schedule. I probably should get better at doing that, but I've just had a whole lot going on. So it's my apologies. But this is an original Georgia astronomy content video. So this is the Mac 1 video series, episode 1, and this is just the explanation as well as the design, so that as the videos progress you can see exactly what I'm talking about, or at least visualize in your mind what the end game is supposed to be. How did we get here? So very easily, a couple of factors. One, I'm a member of a dark sky site here in Georgia. It's 2.5 hours out east of me towards Augusta. Dark sky site, beautiful place, has AC power, bathrooms, showers, the whole 9 yards. But if you're staying out there, you're either just staying up all night, or maybe catnapping in your car, and then you're either sleeping in your car or you're sleeping in a tent, because they do allow camping out there. Every time I go out there, most of the time it's usually without Allie, without my dog. And so if I do leave her, it's usually for just one night, and I actually have to have somebody come up and basically babysit her and take care of her while I'm gone. And the times when I've gone out there and I've taken her with me, it's been in a tent, and she just doesn't do very well in tents. She's up and down all night long. If people are walking by outside, messing with their telescopes or whatever, or even animals walking up to the tent, or whatever, it just freaks her out. She stays up all damn night, keeps me up. There is no restful sleep. And now when I say all night, I mean like after we're going to bed, when everything's up and running, right? So we're talking 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But at that point, sun comes up. If it's summertime, you're roasting alive anyway. And if it's wintertime, you're freezing your butt off. So there's not a lot of, environmental control that goes on here. And so it kind of, inhibits me from staying out there longer. And when I was out there last year for the Peach State Stargaze, which you've heard me talk about, I think see a video here, maybe Astro has talked about, a bunch of people have talked about, and it's a lot of fun. And it's 7 days long. But I was only out there for a couple of days. It was a little chilly, and it was overcast, didn't get any shooting done. And I probably could have stayed an extra day or two, or even gone out there a little bit earlier, but it just wasn't that comfortable. And I'm past the point of, sleeping on a 2-inch foam on ground, and I'm past, sleeping on a bouncy castle inside of a tent. And then that with the dog, it's not comfortable. But I hate the fact that I don't go out there more, because I am paying for a membership there, and it's not a lot of money. But man, if you had a dark sky site and you had, clear weather, which we actually haven't had here in the past several months here in the South. But, in the fall and the winter, it's usually fairly clear. And I should be taking advantage of that time. With my membership right now, I'm only out there maybe 2 or 3 times a year at the most. So I'd like to go out there more, but I want to be comfortable. And I want to be able to take my dog, because I don't want to have to get her a babysitter. She gets, stressed out if I'm gone. I would rather have her with me. And I would like to have temperature control, and I want to be comfortable. And basically I want a base of operations. I need basically a forward operating base to where we can all be comfortable, can have food, can have comfort, and enjoy being out there. And, once everything's up and running, and being able to sit outside, for a few hours, talking, with my fellow astronomers, having a good time. But then when it's time to go to bed, I want comfort. And if it's hot, I want to be cool. And if it's cold, I want to be warm. So So have you ever tried this program? It's called SketchUp. And SketchUp is a free software well, they've got a paid version of it, but it's basically a free software that you can use to do three-dimensional drawings in, and then be able to save them. And this is what I did in order to basically design the camper, so I had a plan going forward instead of just haphazardly drawing it on a napkin and going to town. And it's actually fairly easy to use. You can do a whole lot in it. If you've never played with this, it really is. It's just an incredible program. And I spent literally a couple of months just in design and trying to figure out how I was going to do things, including even how I was laying out the back wall. It just made sense. The general layout of the entire camper that I was going to do. And they also have 3D models that you can upload and download from a library that other people have used as well. So just for me to get an idea of what it was going to look like on my Tundra, there's actually a whole thing of Tundras that you could pull from. So even though mine's not orange and this jacked up, dimensionally it is pretty close. So based on that, the actual design of the camper, and again that was also based on actual true dimensions, gives you an idea of what it would look like going on the truck. So it does hang out just a little bit because I got a 6.5 foot bed, but that also was by design. And I also did not extend a bed out over the top of the cab. I might do that on Mac version 2, don't know. I'm going to see how this goes because it's pretty well self-contained and it's only meant for, being out maybe a week at the most. Max 2 people. Maybe 2 people with a dog would be a little bit much, but if just 2 people or 1 person and a dog, yeah, probably work just fine. So the interior design of it is actually interesting. We'll zoom into here. Because I actually did the whole interior as well. Whoops, wrong way. Let's go down this way. And there's even, they even got a little guy in there for scale so that, you can see what things are scaled up to. So here we go. Yep, and it works with Mac as well as PC. Yay Mac. So basically, yeah, so this is the design. And let me go here. Just to kind of give you an idea. This is the outside bulkhead. This would go up against the truck. This is the rear end that goes out towards the back of the truck. On the inside, there is a 48-inch and a 48-inch, 24 and 24. There's a 24-inch cushion that goes here, which is a 4-inch foldable bed, mattress, something along those lines. I'll have to show that to you when we get to that point. But there's a 24-inch one and then a 24-inch back. And so this will be in a couch format when you're sitting there just hanging out during the daytime or in the evening before it's time to go to bed. And then when it's time to go to bed, this will just pull out and then it becomes a 48-inch by 72-inch bed. So that would work just fine. On this side, this is a little bit out of proportion at this point. Originally, this is where the AC was going to go. The AC has since moved up to here on the top. This was all originally storage. The AC was in the back, but then the AC got moved. So this area now is being used for battery storage. It's not a Jackery. What did I buy? A Bluetti. I got 2 of them. There's 2 Bluettis that will live here to supply 12-volt power, both to the camper as well as to my astronomy rig. Over here on this side, there will be basically a small sink. Nothing major. This is strictly just to get water for coffee, maybe rinse out your hands, brush your teeth. That's it. There shows a bucket, but there'll be a catch basin down here as well as a water supply, and then I've got a little 12-volt pump here for the faucet, and I'll show you all that when we get to it. A little bit of counter space here, storage up underneath, and some shelves just built right here into the corner. And that's basically it. And of course, there's the back door. So yeah, that's basically the design. Basically, it's just to sit in, during the daytime or in the evening. There will be a video monitor right here with Apple AirPlay to it. So as I'm using the ASI Air, I'll be able to cast it up into a larger screen so that, once I'm done outside and, the night's going on, I can then just go into the camper, throw it up here, and then I can still monitor everything that's going on without having to stare at the tiny little screen on my iPad. So there'll be a 21-inch monitor over here just for that purpose, which is Apple AirPlay compatible. There we go. Bam. So so that's basically it. So small sink, place to make coffee, light dinners. You'd be able to put a one burner, little propane, stove here if you want to, heat up some coffee or, maybe a cup of soup or something at nighttime. And then of course the couch, which will wind up being a bed to pull down to a bed. So that's the general design. There will also be some ports out here in order to hook up a Cat 5 cable, because there will also be an onboard Wi-Fi bridge in order to bridge between the ASI Air and the iPad, so I have a better connectivity, as well as being able to access into the internet off of Deerlick's site too, because you can patch into Deerlick. There'll also be the 12-volt power supply will be available here too to go straight to the mount. So all the power will be generated from the camper. It won't be dependent on 120 volt, which is currently what my setup is now, which will make things a heck of a lot easier when I'm out in the field. And then I was saying earlier, the AC originally, you can see on this version here, the AC was back here. The AC has since been moved up here to this corner. All of this space in here was all just storage. It was just a lot of storage. Now there's probably about 18 inches of that have been cut off in order for the AC to fit in there. And of course the AC, there's the 18 inches. So very small, very, very small amount of space is actually lost. And you can actually see it a little bit better here if I go into it. That's where the storage space was. And now there's an AC right there. So, yeah, that's the design. That's what we're going for. So, yeah, here comes the flood of videos.